If you're in South Africa, you know the energy crisis and the constant threat of load shedding. It's just a part of daily life. But what if the key to ending it wasn't some massive brand new power station? What if it was a hidden power grid already sitting in millions of homes and businesses all across the country? So let's get into it. Okay, first, you have to understand the cost. We're talking an estimated 50 million rand drained from the economy for every single hour of load shedding. I mean, this isn't just about the lights going out. We're talking about a massive economic anchor holding the entire country back. The scale of this problem is just staggering.
Right, so the problem is obviously massive. But here's a wild thought. What if I told you the solution wasn't some huge, decade-long project? What if it was something that's already in your home right now?
And this is where it gets really interesting. The hero of our story today is the humble water heater, or, as you'd call it in South Africa, a geyser. There are literally millions of them out there. And when you think about it, together they form this giant, untapped network of flexible energy demand, a secret power grid just waiting to be switched on. And here's the key idea, the big shift in thinking. The whole philosophy behind GridGuard isn't about the frantic, expensive race to generate more power. No, it's about getting way smarter with the electricity we're already using. It's about flipping the script from a supply problem to a demand solution. Okay, so how does this thing actually work? Let's dig into the tech, because this is a huge leap from what came before. Okay, this is the perfect way to see the difference. The old way, this thing called ripple control, was basically a sledgehammer. It just shuts your geyser off. Bam, done. And that's how you get a cold shower, right? GridGuard, on the other hand, is so much smarter. Think of it like a dimmer switch. It just subtly dials back the power to the heating element, so your water keeps heating, just a little bit slower. And the best part? You would never, ever notice the difference. And the process itself is honestly, it's brilliant. It's all automated. The second the national grid even hints at being stressed, the frequency dips just a tiny bit, these GridGuard units react in less than a second. Millions of them, all at once, subtly dial back the power. That instantly eases the load on the grid. And as soon as things are stable again, they just go right back to normal. It's basically a smart, self-correcting network that's always on guard. And get this, there's another awesome benefit baked right into the technology. It's called zero voltage switching. Basically, it means the device is super gentle whenever it adjusts the power. It completely gets rid of that electrical shock you normally get with switching. So what does that mean for you? Well, your geezer's heating element lasts 3 to 5 years longer. And for Eskom, it means their grid infrastructure is protected. It's a total win-win. So, okay, one smart geyser is cool. But what happens when you have millions of them working together in perfect sync? Well, that's when things get truly revolutionary. Let's look at how this scales up into a real national solution. So let's look at the numbers. If you roll out just 1 million of these devices, mostly in the big cities, you suddenly have control over 1,200 megawatts of demand. What does that mean? It means stage 1 load shedding, it's just gone, wiped off the map. Okay, but what if we go bigger? Let's scale up to 3 million units. Now you have 3,600 megawatts of power you can manage instantly. That's enough to prevent load shedding all the way up to stage 3. Just stop and think about that for a second. The huge majority of blackouts people deal with would just disappear. And here's the final stage, the full-scale rollout. With 7 million units across the country, the system can handle an incredible 8,400 megawatts. That's enough power to tackle even a massive Stage 7 emergency. So we're not just talking about a temporary fix here. This is a robust, permanent solution. All right, I know what you're thinking. This must cost a fortune, right? Well, for that 3 million unit rollout, the total investment is around 2.45 billion rand. But look at the payback. The country saves over 40 billion rand every year just by avoiding load shedding. I mean, those numbers are just staggering. An annual ROI of over 1,600%, it's almost hard to believe. But this next number, this is the real mic drop. How long does it take for this whole system to pay for itself with all those economic savings? It pays for itself in 22 days, just over 3 weeks. After that, it's just pure, massive economic benefit for the country, year after year. So you see, this is about so much more than just keeping the lights on. It's really about completely rethinking the country's future. And this quote really nails it. This isn't just about a clever box you attach to a geyser. It's a tool that could drive profound economic and social change. It's a fundamental transformation of the entire energy landscape. And think about the ripple effects, right? You're unlocking massive economic growth and attracting investment. You're guaranteeing that schools, homes, and hospitals have the stable power they absolutely need. You could literally see ESCOM transform from a utility that's always in crisis mode to a global leader in smart grid management. And of course, by not having to fire up those expensive, dirty diesel and coal plants for emergencies, it's a huge win for the environment.
So it all comes down to this one big question. Because when you look at all of this, the tech, the numbers, the impact, the real story isn't just about ending load shedding. It's about how a brilliant, homegrown South African idea could be the very thing that transforms an entire nation's future.